Welcome to the new channel, Mighty Mo Outdoors. We live on a piece of ground in the Ozarks. We're clearing trails by hand. Right now we're refreshing trails that overgrowed for about 5 years. And now we're refreshing them and opening them back up. We'll be doing a lot of work on the land with very little machinery. I've got a tractor and a four-wheeler and a trailer. For right now, a lot of stuff we do by hand and a chainsaw. And we'll do some indoor work as well on the shop. Right now I'm in the middle of opening this trail up. Here's my equipment. Got a trailer. Got a chainsaw, four-wheeler, and a DeWalt saw with an aggressive blade on it, brush blade. And this tree fell over the road, so I just got done chainsawing the tree in pieces to haul them off, salvage some for firewood, and burn the rest. And here's where I stopped for right now, is right here. I'll have to get in there and keep clearing the trail the rest of the way to the main road. This is the kind of stuff we'll be doing here on this channel, here in the Ozarks, the Mighty Mo Outdoors. This is how I clear the low stuff with the DeWalt sawzall with an aggressive blade on it. Throw it in the woods for now. But I'll come get it another time and burn it. In the higher limbs, I use this steel limb saw, hand saw, which works really good. Doesn't take long to cut a limb off. This saw will extend out quite a ways further. That's the first setting on it. I go back to the DeWalt sawzall. Continue cutting the low stuff with it right off at the ground so I don't trip over it. I hit my tires on it. the limbs are low enough, you can just get them with the Walt saw. Real easy. Eventually come back through here and widen the trail. I'm just getting it cleared open to be able to use it again. This trail is officially opened good enough to travel to do further work on it over time. Now we have reclaimed this trail once more for use. Now we'll head back to the homestead. I'm throwing on all the stuff that's no good for making firewood out of. Just burn it on the pile here. And we're gonna walk the trail that we just recently opened up. Just good enough for now to get through here with the four-wheeler and trailer. I'm still gonna have to widen this up and cut the limbs off up high. Make this accessible bring the tractor through here and do some brush hogging. Keep it cleared from now on. This is the trail I was working on. Burned most of it, but some of the brush I just threw to the side. I'll have to pick that up later. Another day when it's good to burn. Get all the litter burned up. Here's where that tree fell over. I had to cut across the road. There's a tree that fell over. Have to finish cleaning that up, get maybe some little bit of firewood out of it and burn the rest up. Clean it up and open everything up here. That could be a good travel zone for the deer, maybe. Good upper flat area. Bunch of oak trees up here would be good for acorns. This trail here comes from behind the pond from the house. It circles around and hit the main trail. There's the main trail over there. But I have to clean this area up so we can make a turn here. And there's another trail heads back through here. This is on top of the ridge. I call this the hidden trail, but I need to open it up so we can get vehicles through here. If the deer really love to travel this trail, they can come through here and they feel like they're hidden, moving down the top of the ridge here. But I plan on opening this up over the winter this year. Getting it. Here's an old scrape right here. Getting this wide enough to get the tractor through and keep it clean. Keep it brush hogged. Here's another old scrape. The deer really love this road here. Another scrape right here. And they rub. It's a little bunch of pine trees right here just all together, and they love to rub these every year. They'll rub these right here on this the hidden road, I call it. It'll still be hidden, but I'm gonna open it up where we can get through here. They'll still use it. Funny, whenever you open a trail up, they'll start using it, sometimes more than they go through the woods because it's easier to travel. So you can open a road up, come back a half an hour later and see deer tracks on it already. We bought this place about 20 years ago. Altogether, it's 147 acres in the Ozarks, Mighty Mo, Missouri. Lots of timber, hills, rocks, lots of rocks in the Ozarks. Hard to do any digging. This is what I call the upper food plot. I need to work this over this spring. I've been clearing it. And a bunch of these trees are gonna get out of here and grow a nice food plot up here. There's a deer stand covering it. Seen quite a few deer passing through here. And this is an old trail I opened up last winter. It goes down the hill and you can go left or right, and it goes back up to the house or down to what I call the lower food plot. But this is the upper food plot. We'll walk this trail here and look at it. Here's some cactus I discovered last year when I was cleaning this out. This is we're up here at the upper food plot, and on the edge of it I discovered this cactus, and it is native to Missouri, and in the spring it gets flowers on it. Okay, the name of that cactus that we just looked at was it's called the prickly pear cactus. That's native in Missouri and other states. Here's this upper food plot. When I find a pine tree, I put a pole next to it so that when I brush hog, I don't cut over them. I want them to grow. But this one, the deer been on it. It knocked my little pole over that I was putting by there so I could see it when I brush hog. And they also hit this little sprout. There's been a buck working his way through here on the upper food plot, even though it's not don't have any real food for him up here yet. That's just what I call it. But hopefully this spring I get this thing in shape and get some stuff growing. I also have a stock tank, 100-gallon stock tank that I've got water in whenever it rains. It fills it up. Give them something to drink. It's been kind of dry this year, so at least I got something to drink in the area. To try and keep them, holding them on the property, trying to keep them on the property. This is the trail that I opened up last year in the winter time. That's the best time I like to go working on the trails and working on anything in the woods in the winter time. It's cooler. There's no bugs, no snakes. And it's easier to see what you're doing. So last year I opened this trail up. This one here just makes a big loop. There's a lot of trails here that were here when we bought the place, and then we made more trails, but over the years I just haven't had time to keep up with them, so I got to come back along and open them back up. And I just recently got a tractor a couple years ago with a brush hog, so now I can keep up with them. Until then, it was all done by hand with a four-wheeler and a trailer and a chainsaw and a sawzall and a pole saw for the limbs. And I've done pretty good with all that. This takes a little longer. There's one of my salt lick stations on the place. Like a lot of deer tracks hanging around there. I got this place tore up. Going after the minerals. Here's an old scrape right here off this big cedar tree. But land around here is really going up. If you were to try to buy this amount of land today, there's no way somebody like me could even touch it. It's gone way high. Everywhere you see right here, we own it. This is the Ozarks. Trees, hills, rocks. And if you ever buy land or you have land and you get it surveyed, they survey on a string line. They don't survey, they don't add in the hills. And so if they survey from point A to point B, they'll tell you how much land you have as far as if it were flat. And they were just surveying, as they say, as the crow flies. But if you add in all the ups and downs and the hills, if you got a lot of hills on your land, you own a lot more land than what it says on the survey. You own all the hillside. So all that is extra land. The more hills you have, the more land you have. We just came down this hill, this trail. You can see it. This is down where you have to turn right or left. I still have to clean that up that way. That used to be a usable trail. Now I have to clean it up. Last year I cleaned this trail up so I can at least use it and get through here. There's another trail goes across this creek. I'll have to clean that up and goes over there and up that hill and around back to the house. Now there's an old turtle shell. We collect them. We got a tree up there we put them on. Collect old turtle shells. See, I cleaned this last year and these old dead trees are falling across, so I've come back through here again and freshen it up this year. But the deer will use these trails sometimes more than just going through the woods. If it's going their way, they'll use them. We're down in the very bottom of that ridge. We were just up on top of that ridge up there, the high point. Now we're all the way down at the low point. This trail crosses the creek a couple times. Right here and up further. A lot of these trees, I've been working on them. A lot of these trees have vines all over them. I've been cutting these vines off at the ground, and I cut them up high like this so I can tell from a distance I've cut them. If you don't do something with these vines, they'll get up in them trees and they'll choke them out and kill them. So if you have valuable trees on your place, you better get the vines cut off of them. Some of them vines will get really thick. Right here, the trail actually goes through the creek. You can see the deer tracks. They follow these trails. There's another ridge up there. I've got a trail up there I need to reopen. Here's where we had a lot of rain and the water washed all these leaves all the way down the hill into the creek. You get a big rainstorm on these hills, a lot of water comes running down them. It's powerful. Good exercise. Went up down these hills. Now we're back to the main trail. There's where we put the turtle shells after we find them. We used to have a bunch of them, but they get, after over time the weather gets them and we have to get rid of them and find more. There's what's left of when we burned all that brush up. If you got a couple days where it's not real bad windy, you can burn it all the way down to just powder ashes. All this represents here was a big pile of brush that we burned up. Lots of brush in there. It's condensed down to just powder ashes now. There's some of the wood we saved to make firewood out of. That will about do it for this video. We've got a lot of projects here to do. We have a pond. We have boating for the pond. We have deer blinds to install them and put them out there and set them up. We have vehicles to work on and a shop to finish. We have plenty of projects here at Mighty Mo Outdoors. So if you like this video, tune in for more. Like and subscribe, and that'll about do it for this video.